Changing our belt on our LT1. Made same style belt drive on a Camaro, I believe, and a LT1. Caprice, Impala SS, Cadillac Fleetwood, or Buick Roadmaster. Oh, Pontiac Firebird, different body. So this is not factory. If these cars are stock, you can change the belt without removing any of this crap. Or if it's on a lift, you can remove it in 2 seconds and get underneath it, which I'm not. This belt has about 5,000 miles on it, maybe a little more, maybe 7. No, it has probably about 5,000 miles. It's 10 years old. And it keeps slipping because PEG 150 oil from the leaking AC compressor got all over it. And I think it damaged it. This is 10. Can't see, my eyes are dilated. The lady will write it up again in the report. Going, you have severe poor vision. Bullshit. Alright. Pull out. Power tools rock. Why use your wrist and your hands if you don't have to? They will get old with time. What's this? It's a 13. This is a 13. Landscape noise. Alright, this can go. That's their new belt, Century Series. They started making these a couple of years ago. Some improvements, I guess. Made in Mexico still. I was going to get the fancy $50 to $60 belt, but not happening. Get one for $18. That's that. Belt tensioner LT1 is all the way down there. And you crank it down like this. Go down. Sometimes the ratchet gets caught up in the coolant hose, so just clock it correctly and that won't happen. And then real simple belt drive. Straight. Jumps over the belt tensioner and back up this way over the alternator. And flat side runs on the power steering pump. It's just a pain to loop it through all the hoses, but it's not so bad. So, we'll get that done. Ratchet. It's still a 13, right? Yeah. It's still 13 time. Crank down. We're gonna need 2 hands. These belt tensioners too. Try not to expand it. See, I like to slip it off the power steering pulley. It's easier. Yeah, don't overexpand it because these things suck. You use them about 3 times and they start rattling. This is a different one than I used before, so maybe I can get 4 times out of it. I got it over the smooth pulley. Anytime you try to get a belt off, you can get a smooth pulley. Use that pulley to pull the belt off, and then again, you don't have to over travel the belt tensioner. It's tip of the day. This thing's really not that bad. A little dry rotted, I guess, because it's just old, man. Old and greasy and keeps on squeaking. This thing got caught between. How'd this happen? How'd this happen? Oh, man. There we go. Again, it's just a pain looping it through all these hoses. And the power steering little poker sticks out. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with this. You see what happened? It was slipping on the smooth side. And like all the writing slipped off of it. That was a while ago. Yeah, I do see a little bit of marks on it. Backside. Backside's not bad. We'll thoroughly inspect it more. But I think like all this in here, it just like oil is just impregnated. PEG 150 oil. And it doesn't even feel right. It like changed the what the heck? Durometer. What do they call that? Durometer. The hardness of like a rubber or plastic. I remember skateboard wheels were rated like that. Yeah, it changes that, I think. Well, we'll see with a new belt. If not, it'd be an improvement. Be nice if it stopped to squeak. We'll stop talking and put it on. Yeah, this belt might be better. You see the kind of sparkly stuff in it? Yeah, you can see it in the camera. But this is what kind of the Fleet Runner belt's made out of, and it's thicker than the other belt. They changed them a little bit. I don't think we have a Century Series on my pickup. Like, made in Mexico. They can't even make a belt in America. I always run it so the numbers are facing out. I just think it looks more finished that way. I always try to do that, numbers out. Same with tires, if I can. I usually put the DOT date sticking out if they're not on both sides, but I don't mount tires anymore, nor want to even think about that backbreaking work. Oh man, my eyes just went really blurry from the dilation. Oh, my potential glaucoma or retinal tears or whatever the freak I got going on. Oh no. Oh, that was it too. That shitty tow truck I used to drive, that Isuzu, rode on the bump stops. That's another video if you watch the previous video. But that thing probably rattled my head and did not help the situation. And then I brought that up with the people in charge, and they go, "Oh, but you can still drive a car?" I go, "Yeah." Like, I'm stupid or something. Like, why the fuck would I operate my own vehicle when my eyes aren't working correctly? Yeah, it's still okay. Take this chance to spin all your pulleys. Yes, we can work in the dark, and we can. See, that belt goes like this across, so when the water pump leaks, it travels over here and it slips. Yeah, make sure all your pulleys are good. What I do, I told you to put it on the smooth belt last, and I wasn't listening to my own speech. Come on, compressor. This compressor's not wet, which is nice. Or maybe it is. I got something over here. It better not be wet. Better not be leaking. Better be residual. It's kind of ugly with those big old letters on it. Let's see what happens. For $18, we can't complain. It's new. Maybe it'll stop the squeak. Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh, I see where that gook was coming from. It was coming off the power steering pulley. I should have really wiped that. That AC compressor, when it was leaking, it was slinging peg oil so bad I still have residual little black stuff like that. It actually left a trail on the hood liner, and when I put a shiny UV light, it's all over the idler arm, all over the frame, sway bar, it just lights up green. That thing was leaking for a long time, but it looks like, even with my dilated eyes, goddamn eye doctor, that the belt is on. So let's go put our intake thing back on, and we'll call this job done. That's how you change your belt. Should really inspect this one. You probably could reuse this belt or keep it, but I'm not gonna hoard it and soak it in water for a long time. Yeah, it's definitely something on it, man, the smooth side. You can feel it. It's not right. Yeah. Not cracked. But again, this thing was just slipping from the peg oil, and I think that would damage your belt eventually. That's what my thought is. I'm not risking it. Again, it's 10 years old. Change your hoses and your belts if they're over 10 years old. I don't care. The thing has 2 miles on it. They're not flexible anymore. So, we're on it. Done. Over. And when that's done, you can put away all your junk. Where did my other 13 go? Oh no. No, where'd it go? I don't know where it is. I had a shorty 13 out. Hopefully I didn't put it over there. Oh, here it is. Oh no, there goes their eyes again. We're not saying stuff. We're gonna have to put it in the report. Oh no. You saw that there first. Well, these days, it's like jobs these days, or at least around here. We have like one little minor screw up. They're all over you. But they don't tell you about all the good things you did. People are just fucking evil bastards these days. Well, I don't know. Just don't be one of them. Do the right thing. And embrace your misfortunes, because they happen for a reason to make you a better person. And shit goes wrong, if it does go wrong. Because if it goes wrong a lot and you keep on fixing it, or you get through it, next time around you're like, no big deal. People make a big deal out of nothing. Yeah, this belt's not very old. I got this belt when I worked at the dealer here, and No, it's 2009 belt. Yep, remember ordering it, and a little parts guy came in a little stupid truck. And the same people that delivered it probably still doing that same job, nothing changes. Yep. Yeah, this thing's wet with something. I don't like it. I don't like it. See, this belt sounds different. That belt wet. Ho ho ho, oh no, the bad eyes guy again. The bad eyes guy doesn't see anything, huh? Wait, you see that? Bam. See that? Bam. See this over here? Bam. See, on the groove side, it's weird. It's like spots are deeper worn than other spots. Like it was jumping around. Bam. Bam. Usually in this area right here. Bam, 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 bam. Over here. Over there, it's a huge slip. So that's almost telling me like possibly on the groove side, maybe it was slipping. I mean, see it's all worn? Shouldn't be like that. Like there's no fuzz in there. It's shiny. So that is another telltale sign that something was not up with this belt. I blame the PAG 150 oil. I don't think that stuff's good on some rubbers. It's gonna destroy it. Alright, enough of this. Throw it all out. Done with it. I can see again, I think. Really. Change the belt in my eye. Fix my eyes. I don't need no eye doctor. Dilating my eyes. Charging you money. Surgery, surgery. Let's do surgery. Surgery. Poke you with a stick. Surgery. Also, I've been poking this thing with a toothpick, and the rubber just goes right through it. Like bam, like deep. Deep with wood. So I'm thinking that PAG 150 really did damage this belt because I'm like pulling little rubber chunks out of it when I'm doing it. That is weird. Oh, gone. Fix that problem. Overthinking it. Overthinking the situation at hand. Alright, let's go make like 2 20-minute videos now. 25 people watch. 25. It's like a minute. A minute a person. 25-minute video. Maybe they take turns. Each one watches a different minute segment.